If you're running an online coaching, e-commerce, Amazon, or digital marketing business, there's one global hub you need to understand: Hong Kong. It's fast, credible, and legally one of the most efficient global gateways between East and West. Hi, I'm Virna White, CEO of WealthSafe, and under WealthSafe, our mission is simple: to help Aussies reclaim their sovereignty, their lifestyle freedom, their time freedom, their emotional and spiritual freedom, and build long-term legacy wealth, with tax savings becoming the natural byproduct of going global the right way. Today, I'm going to walk you through how one of our clients, Andrew, moved from Brisbane to Thailand, restructured his multi-million-dollar business through Hong Kong, and built a global platform that was powerful, compliant, and built for the future. Because what makes this work long-term is that it is underpinned by one thing: compliance. Andrew ran a high-growth online coaching and digital education business. He lived in Brisbane but serviced clients across Australia, the US, UK, Europe, and Asia. The problem? Everything was still running through his Australian company. That meant one thing: he was paying full Australian tax on global income that had nothing to do with Australia. But this wasn't really about tax. Andrew wanted freedom. Freedom of movement, freedom of lifestyle, freedom of time, freedom from stress, freedom to live in Thailand without being tied to an outdated structure. He wanted sovereignty, and he knew the backbone, the foundation, had to be compliance. But he didn't know how to move offshore properly or legally. When he moved to Thailand, his life changed, but his structure didn't. That's where WealthSafe stepped in. After mapping out his goals, values, and long-term lifestyle intentions in Thailand, we recommended Hong Kong as his international headquarters. Here's why Hong Kong is so powerful: territorial tax. Only income earned in Hong Kong is taxed. Income earned outside Hong Kong can be tax exempt. But again, tax exemption isn't the driver, compliance is. Tax is simply the byproduct of smart global structuring. Global credibility: banks, partners, and investors trust Hong Kong entities, essential when scaling internationally. Perfect proximity to Thailand and Asia. His team, contractors, and lifestyle were all in Thailand and Southeast Asia. Efficiency, sovereignty, compliance. Hong Kong gives you legal clarity, not secrecy; structure, not stress; sovereignty, not risk. This is smart, compliant global structuring the WealthSafe way. We restructured Andrew's entire business model into a dual structure system: Australia, legacy, domestic layer. His old Australian company stayed for domestic payments, legacy clients, and compliance. Hong Kong, his global headquarters, managed all marketing, operations, team contracts, platforms, and global sales, became the commercial hub for global revenue, held the systems, operations, and global infrastructure, matched the global identity he was stepping into. This allowed separation of local versus global income, commercial substance for the Hong Kong exemption, lower operating costs in Asia, a structure that scales without borders, alignment with his Thailand lifestyle, time, emotional, and financial freedom, sovereignty over his global income. And because his global income wasn't earned in Hong Kong, the profits were tax-free, all 100% legal, compliant with IRD, ATO, and OECD rules. Again, tax was not the goal. Tax was simply the outcome of structuring correctly. Within 1 year, Andrew saw a complete transformation. Tax savings are a natural byproduct of sovereignty. Operating costs dropped. He expanded his team in Thailand and the Philippines. Faster, smoother international payments, and new markets open: US, UK, Europe, Asia, Canada, and the Middle East. But the biggest shift: he now had a global structure that matched his global identity: a sovereign man, a sovereign entrepreneur, a sovereign global citizen living in Thailand with time freedom, emotional freedom, and lifestyle freedom without fear of ATO issues, because the structure wasn't just clever, it was compliant. and compliance gave him peace of mind. At WellSafe, we don't set up a Hong Kong company. We build compliant, strategic global structures. For Hong Kong, that includes tax residency transition, Australia to Thailand, passing Hong Kong's offshore exemption tests, real commercial substance, proper management and control, transfer pricing compliance, contracts, agreements, documentation, a paper trail that provides protection. When structured the wealth-safe way, Hong Kong becomes one of the safest and most credible global headquarters in the world. We start where your real risk lies, in Australia. Australia is your legal domicile. Australia is your place of abode. And Australia is the country that will fight the hardest to keep you in its tax net. That's why everything we do begins with compliance, court rulings, ATO guidelines, residency tests, CFC, CMC laws, documentation that provides protection, backed by our team of licensed professionals, tax lawyers, Australian accountants, capital gain tax experts, international planners, registered agents, and compliance officers. Your offshore bridge must be built from Australia outward in the right order to avoid ATO scrutiny, double taxation, and potentially breaches of Australian tax law. Because at WellSafe, compliance isn't the cost of freedom, it is the source of freedom. And ultimately, it is what gives you peace of mind. For Aussies going global, Hong Kong offers something rare: credibility, efficiency, sovereignty, freedom, and legal tax optimization all in one place. If you want to build a lifestyle in Thailand, live globally, and run a business that aligns with your values and the life you are creating, Hong Kong may be your next powerful step. Andrew did it, and so can you. If you want to expand globally, reclaim your sovereignty, build a structure for lifestyle, wealth, legacy, and reduce tax legally as the natural outcome, WellSafe is here to guide you. Click below or visit wellsafe.com.au to book your offshore qualifying strategy session call, because freedom isn't found by avoiding the system. Freedom is found by understanding it and structuring your life intelligently, because the goal isn't to hide your wealth, it's to protect it, to grow it, and to control it. And if you're enjoying these global strategy videos, make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss the next update.